security breach. Well, that's the spin we're hearing. But when Congressman Jason Crow grilled Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard on the Hill today, it was hard to ignore what exactly was laid out in those group chat texts. Intricate details of a military operation.
Just confirmed with CENTCOM, we are a go for mission launch. Does that indicate to you that there is about to be a military operation?
Yes.
Director Gabbard, have the Houthis indicated an ability to shoot down American aircraft?
Yes.
They have in fact done so, haven't they?
Yes.
Including MQ-9 Reapers, haven't they?
That's correct.
And that was one of the systems used in the attack recently that's the subject of this discussion, is it not?
Correct.
Joining me now, retired Major General Randy Manner. I want to pick up exactly there because there is sensitive data contained in these texts that could potentially endanger troops if there is a heads up. Absolutely.
Every single wife, husband, mom, dad should be extremely concerned that their loved ones were put in harm's way by the Secretary of Defense, giving a heads up to the enemy to be, quite frankly, hey, 2 hours we're coming. That means all the air defense capabilities will be on alert. That means they'll be ready for us. That absolutely puts our military at risk.
And they would argue, I'm sure, that no, they didn't publish it to an enemy. They put it in a signal and they inadvertently included in a reporter. That's not the enemy, but it's the potential for it having been accessed as well by anyone.
It's critically important. The military uses secure military communication channels and tools, phones. If they had discussed these bits of what, quite frankly, are classified bits of information, sensitive bits of information, on a classified, approved network, that's what those are created for. But not using an off-the-shelf software called Signal. That's just totally inappropriate. If this had happened to anybody else, I mean, I was the deputy commanding general of the Third Army in Kuwait and Iraq, responsible for all Army forces in the Middle East. I was also the acting director of the Army Operations Center, responsible for monitoring Army operations worldwide. If any of my staff had ever released that kind of information, immediately their security clearance would have been revoked. They would have been removed from their position pending an investigation and further action.
I want to go further into the type of information we're talking about because there's some semantics games being played here. War plans, attack plans, sensitive, classified. I want to look at this timeline here because Secretary Hegseth in this timeline writes, at 14:15, strike drones on target. This is when the first bombs will definitely drop, pending earlier trigger-based targets. We've heard some Republicans argue that the information wasn't specific enough to have jeopardized anything. Your thoughts?
Okay, first of all, the concept of whether it's war plans or whatever is irrelevant because war plans are hundreds and hundreds of pages. That was obviously not shared. Was sensitive information that was absolutely classified shared that would give the bad guys a heads up to be ready? Well, of course it was. That is the important difference here. They used the inappropriate channels of communication, and they did absolutely reveal extremely sensitive operational data that put our military at risk.
They've also revealed that there is a conversation, a dissent happening between Vice President J.D. Vance and the Commander-in-Chief. That could be exploited as easily as perhaps the operational details.
As you can imagine, that is obviously something that someone could exploit, although my expertise is not on the political side, it's on the military side.
Let me ask you, though, quickly about the investigation the Pentagon is doing about whether retired chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Mark Milley, should be demoted. This is interesting given the context we're seeing right now and that no accountability seems to be being leveraged right now for these individuals.
That's a perfectly good example of going after his enemies, people that do not speak appropriately of him, let's say. Even right now, I'm speaking respectfully of the administration. However, I'm also trying to hold them accountable for putting our military at risk. With General Milley, do whatever investigations are appropriate. The question is it a politically motivated investigation, or is it something where there was truly a breach of responsibility in his responsibilities as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs?
General, thank you for joining.
Thank you so much.
Really important to hear your expertise.